Hey there, I'm Further Reading. Today we're going to talk about trading. Of course, in order to trade, you'll have to know people to trade with. If you have a tavern or a temple or something like that that's open to public, you might naturally learn about other civilizations nearby, but sometimes you might want to take a more active approach. So what I'll do is you go here to your world screen and center on your fort. So you'll see this is us over here. We are part of the Diamond of Secrets. If I hover over here, you'll see this is the Granite Whip. And if I go to civilizations, we actually haven't met the Granite Whip, even though they're our neighbors. We haven't actually met them. So you want to actually meet these guys. What you want to do is you click on them. You're going to click on one of your squads, ideally a squad with just one person in it, and we are going to demand a tribute. They're going to say no, obviously, because it's just one guy, but this is currently the only way to say hello. They usually won't really care too much about it. They'll be fine with it. But this is going to allow us basically to meet them. And once we met them, they're going to start sending us trade caravans. Ideally, you want to meet humans, elves, and dwarves, because that means every season you're getting at least one caravan. In fact, if you know multiple civilizations of the same race, then they could send multiple caravans in the season. Okay, great. Now you've made some friends. So now you have to make sure that you're ready to trade with them. For this, you're going to need a broker. When selecting a broker, two skills to pay attention to is Negotiator and Appraiser. Appraiser will allow you to see the value of items both in your fort and items that the traders are selling, while Negotiator will allow you to convince the traders to leave with less of a profit. So now you got friends, you got a dwarf ready to do your trades, but what should you sell? There are two areas I like to focus on, each with their own pros and cons. First of all, I'm a huge fan of selling cut gems. You can min-max this by making sure you bring a high-level jewel crafter with you when you embark, or by, if you have, for example, access to sand, you can make glass, and you can train them up by cutting glass gems before you touch normal gems. But honestly, gems sell for so much that you don't really need to. Here on screen, I've got some examples of some bins of gems I've got on my fort at the moment. And I tend to spend maybe 3 to 4k usually, maybe up to 7k if I'm feeling a bit greedy. And one of these bins is going to be multiple caravans worth of trading. So within the first couple of years, you can actually have all of the gems you'll need to the trading until you get bored of your fort and you want to move on. Another great option is going to be trading lavish meals. The handy thing about trading lavish meals is that you can cook it using meat and cheese and milk and plants that you buy from traders. And if you have a good enough cook making the meals, each stack of ingredients you buy from the trader can increase its value. But this is actually only where the start of the scaling goes, because the amount you make is going to depend on the sum of the ingredients in all 4 stacks used to make it. So if bought ingredients get mixed with grown ingredients, which you paid nothing for, this is going to cause massive returns. I've seen some people talking about 60 to 100 times the return on what they paid sometimes, if the ratio was just right. But even if you're just using the bought ingredients, the amount of return you're getting is more than you'll need to keep your fort running. The one downside of relying on meals is that currently the elves are a bit more picky. They still don't like wood, same as the classic, and you might have your meals saved in wood barrels. But these days they also don't like meat, and a lot of your meals are probably going to have meat. So you're probably going to want to have some gems still to trade to elves, while everyone else can make do with selling your meals. So in terms of what to trade for all of your gems, food is a good one, as well as drinks and any kind of ingredient, because your dwarves like a varied diet, so it helps keep them happy. Cloth and leather can be good as well, which means that my clothing video doesn't really matter so much, because rather than growing your own cloth, you can just buy all the cloth in the world with all of your gems. I also like buying logs from traders, just so I can avoid having my dwarves go outside as much. I can kind of keep them focused on working rather than have to kind of keep taking breaks to go and cut down trees. Animals are a good one, especially from the elves. The elves will bring you some cool animals. You'll see here, in fact, in this cloud of dogs from one of my earlier forts, that we've got a bear here, we've got a cougar, we've got a dingo. These all came from the elves. So if you make good with the elves, they're going to give you some cool stuff. So yeah, that was some general tips to help you with trading. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have any more tips or tricks, feel free to share them down below in the comments. If you want to watch more guides like this, feel free to like and subscribe, and check me out on Twitch where I stream Dwarf Fortress. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.